Welcome, everybody. My name is Tracey Meyers, and this is a gentle yoga class to begin this really special week of well-being in law. And really, I'm so excited to kick it off with yoga because it's a practice that hopefully can help you begin to ground and center yourself for this week and to be open and receptive to taking good care of yourself. I know for me personally, yoga has been a doorway to a deeper self-compassionate relationship with my body, and also a way to bring ease into the nervous system. And I love to watch how yoga can transform me in 20 or 30 minutes, right? Going in, maybe feeling anxious or feeling worried or the whole day ahead, and then after feeling grounded and settled and more embodied. So on behalf of Lawyers Concerned for Lawyers, so happy to be here today. So in the class today, really feel free to listen to your body, right? So I may offer poses and some flow, and you may find that that doesn't land today. That's fine. See what your body really needs. My intention for all of us is by the end of the 30 minutes, you feel grounded and centered, and there's an increased capacity for caring for your body, caring for yourself. And so however that looks is perfectly fine. All right, so we're going to begin by doing a grounding meditation, and then I'll offer some breath work, and then we'll do some warm-ups, some flow, and then a cool down. So when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and go inside. Just begin to take some gentle breaths. Let's notice how your breath is showing up this morning. Maybe the breath is easy and relaxed. Maybe you're feeling a little anxious, beginning of a week, Monday, right? Lots of things going on. So maybe the breath is a little choppy. Notice how your body's feeling Monday morning. Does it feel a little stiff after the weekend of doing lots of activities? Or are you feeling open? Just noticing any areas of tension in the body that might need your attention during the practice. Maybe making a commitment to take care of your body. Just reminding yourself how loving it is to take care of our body, not to ignore it or push beyond its capacity, but also to move it and stretch it and bring loving energy into the body. I'm going to notice any emotions present this morning. Just seeing if you can welcome any emotions here. Just like the sensations in the body, they're just messengers telling us what's happening. What's happening in our system. And then as we begin our practice today, perhaps sending well wishes to all of us today on the call, just sensing all the legal professionals, lawyers everywhere this week, sending them well-being wishes and hoping that this can be a week of some care and some reflection and coming home to ourselves. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the space. We'll begin by doing a little bit of breath work today. So first we'll start with Dirga Pranayama, or 3-part breath. And the 3-part breath, very simple practice where we're expanding the breath. And so we'll begin by breathing first through in and out of the abdomen. So just seeing if you can balloon the abdomen out as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, emptying the abdomen, pulling the navel in toward the spine. Do that again. And then beginning to fill the breath. So filling the abdomen and then filling the lungs. And then gently emptying out. And then the next round of breath, breathing in, filling the belly, the chest, all the way up to the collarbones. 3-part breath. And then emptying out. Just continue this way for a few rounds. Feeling the breath oxygenate all the cells of the body, bringing fresh oxygen to the heart, the lungs, the brain. Taking one more full breath in. And gently exhale. Let's do that one more time. Take a full breath in. And gently exhale all the way out. Good. We'll do one more breath or pranayama practice, which is alternate nostril breathing. So alternate nostril breathing is really helpful for balancing energy. It's also very soothing to the nervous system. And so if you're ever feeling a little panicky or anxious, 2 minutes of alternate nostril breathing can really settle the nervous system. This is one of the coolest breaths I've learned in yoga, and actually it's been evidence-based. They've shown that it can decrease anxiety if you do it on a regular basis. So this is a good one to do, when you're waiting for something to happen, and you have 2 extra minutes right before seeing a client or going into a session. Really think about alternate nostril breathing. Okay, so we're going to begin by bringing the right thumb to the right nostril and take a breath in through the left nostril. Hold at the top, and then switch to the ring finger and exhale through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right. Hold at the top, and exhale through the left. Breathe in through the left. Hold at the top, and exhale through the right. Breath in through the right. Hold at the top, and exhale through the left. We'll do 3 more rounds, breathing in through the left. Pause at the top. Exhale through the right. And breath in. Pause at the top. And exhale through the left. Last time, breath in through the left. Pause at the top. And exhale through the right. And release down and take a few breaths through both nostrils. And just notice if you feel a little bit more settled, a little bit more balanced. And release. All right, so let's begin to do some gentle warm-ups, listening to your own body, the messengers that your body is providing through physical sensations. So really taking care with your body. Let's begin by bringing the shoulders up to the ears and then rolling the back down. In breath and out breath. Let's do these gentle circles, feeling the shoulders begin to open, hopefully the neck starting to lengthen. And then let's roll them in the opposite direction, bring the shoulders up to the ears and back around. Good, and release. Bring the left ear over to the left shoulder, and feel that stretch along the right side of the neck. If you'd like to bring the right hand out behind you, you'll get a little bit of a deeper stretch. And take a few breaths, almost imagining you could just gently breathe love and care into that neck, the traps. And then taking the left hand, very gently cradling the cheek and bringing it all the way back up. And then relax down, and we'll do the other side, bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. You want to take your left hand behind you. Just see how that brings a little bit more stretch to the left side of the neck. And again, this loving intention to bring a little bit more relief in the neck and shoulders, this area of tension for so much of our days as we sit. And then kindly bringing the right hand to the right cheek and bringing it back up. Nice. Bring the left hand by your side. Inhale, reach the right arm up toward the sky and grounding that right hip. Begin to extend over, reaching over and lengthening out of the right hip. Make nice and long along the right side of the body. You want to reach the left hand even a little bit further, but still anchoring that hip so you're not coming off of it. Taking a few breaths here. Good. And then come back and we'll do the other side, bringing the right hand down, reaching the left arm up, anchoring that left hip, and over. Relaxing the neck. You want to slide a little further. Good. And coming back up. And then gently walk the hands forward. Just a very beginning of a forward fold. Maybe a little bit of rocking back and forth, feeling the back start to open. And then slowly walking the hands back up. And let's stretch the legs out. Maybe wiggling the ankles, making little circles with the ankles. And then when you're ready, we're going to come onto all fours. So if you'd like to use a blanket underneath the knees, that can feel really supportive for your knees. Otherwise, set the blanket aside and coming into table. Noticing how your body feels in table. If your wrists are sensitive at all today, you can always come onto fists or forearms, okay? So option if you're feeling any sensitivity in the wrists and hands. So let's begin with some cat-cows, beginning to wake up the back body. And when you're ready, drop the belly and begin to take the gaze up. And then squeezing the sits bones together, take the gaze behind you, beginning to dome the back. Inhale, arching the back, coming forward. And exhale, coming back into your cat pose. We'll take 3 or 4 more rounds. You can really allow the breath to help move and wave like the spine. Our spine opens in 6 different directions, so we'll play with that today, really taking our time with our warm-ups. And coming back into neutral. And we'll do some C curves, a lateral stretch. So C curve, we're going to extend the left hip out, and then look over the left shoulder. So we're making a little curve in the spine here. Let's take a moment here. And then back to center, and then over to the right, looking over the right shoulder. And one more time. Back to the left, C curve. Back to neutral, and then over to the right. Nice. And then back to neutral. And now when you're ready, if you would like to place a blanket over on the right side of your mat, we're going to come into thread the needle. And so when you're ready, inhale, reach the left arm up toward the sky. And then we're going to thread it under, coming all the way down. And you can rest the shoulder, and if you'd like to bring a blanket underneath the shoulder, you can do that. Taking the right hand and pressing it into the mat, and you'll get a nice stretch, a little twisting motion. Take a few breaths here, really feel the back begin to open. And then pressing into the right hand, inhale the left arm up, and then back to neutral. Now, if you don't want to bring the blanket over toward the left side of the mat, when you're ready, inhale, reach the right arm up toward the sky, and then bringing it all the way down. Taking that left hand and pressing into the left hand, getting a really delicious stretch in the back, twisting motion. Twists are really good for unwinding tension in this mid portion of the back. Pressing into the left hand, inhale the right arm up, and then back to neutral, back into our table pose. And then from here, we're going to begin to take our first child of the day. Notice how your child shows up, especially in a warm-up. It might feel like, ooh, lots of sensation as you bring the hips back toward the heels and extend the arms forward. If it feels too much for the knees, you can always do more of a modified or puppy stretch here. So bringing the heart down rather than bringing the hips down. So just see what feels good for your body, beginning to feel some lengthening in the spine. And then pressing back up into table and coming forward, just playing a little bit of this flow back and forth. Our final warm up for the spine. Just a little bit of back and forth. And then coming into tabletop once more. Going to begin to wake up our core by doing an extended table. So bringing the right knee in and extending the left leg behind you, pointing the toes down so that the hips are level with one another. And just begin here by engaging the core, just feeling the core turn on. Taking a few breaths. And if you'd like to do a bit of a balance here, you can come into extended table, reaching that right arm in one direction, the left leg in the other, like two people are gently tugging and lengthening and tractioning. And then gently setting the hand down and the knee down, and pause and table. And we'll do the other side, bringing the left knee in, extending the right leg behind you, leveling the hips. Feel the core engage. And then extended table, if you'd like, bringing that left hand out and feeling that lengthening happening. Energy moving out through the left hand and through the back foot. And then gently setting the hand and the knees down. We'll take a cat-cow just to feel the back. All right, and now we're going to begin to wake up the legs. And so if you have blocks, the option to bring the blocks to the front of the mat. If you don't have blocks, you can use your fingertips. I'll show you both versions. And from here, just stepping the right foot forward, coming into a low lunge. Option for blocks or fingertips. Yogi's choice here. And just begin to feel the opening in that left hip flexor and also the back of the right leg. Okay, hamstring. Feeling the body begin to open. And then straightening that right leg. You can bring the blocks back with you if you'd like. Pointing the right toe up. Getting a stretch all along the back of the right leg. So we're stretching and strengthening in these warm-ups. Bring the hands forward, back again, once more, coming into our low lunge. And then coming up into a tall kneel, inhale, reach the arms up toward the sky. Maybe even a slight gaze up, a little bit of a mini back bend. And then exhale back into your low lunge, and then back into table. And we'll do the other side, stepping the left foot forward. Feeling that right hip flexor begin to engage. Back of the right leg, active. Taking a few breaths here. And then walking the blocks and the hands back. Pointing the left toes up toward the sky, maybe gently folding forward. You may have a lot of stretch, depending if your hamstrings are tight. Good, and then coming forward once more into your low lunge. And then inhale, reach the arms up toward the sky, coming into your kneeling, open-hearted low lunge. Good. Bring the hands back down and stepping back. And set the blocks aside. And when you're ready, we're going to take our first downward facing dog of the day. So curling the toes, keeping the knees bent first so that you're lengthening the spine. Feel a lot of length there. And then begin to walk the heels down. First one and then the other, continuing to open the backs of the legs. And if the heels make their way down to the mat, they do. If they're not off, actually, the heels are not on the ground, that's fine. You can always walk the feet a little bit wider on the mat. You can bring a little more ease to the backs of the legs. Shake out the head, letting go of any tension here. And squeeze the elbows toward one another. Activate the upper body. Lengthening the spine, activating the upper body, core engaged. And let's take 2 more breaths. And then coming on tippy toes, and we'll walk the feet toward the hands. If you'd like to have a block here, you can fold into the block. Otherwise, just letting the body drape over the legs, maybe a little bit of side to side swing or grabbing opposite elbows. Taking a few breaths here. And then bring the hands to the hips, curl very slowly, curling up the spine. Tuck the chin in. We'll come all the way up, taking our time. And rising nice and slowly and coming to the top of your space. All right. So now we're going to flow a little bit. So coming to the top of your space when you're ready. Inhale, reaching the arms up toward the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands halfway between the knees and the ankles and scoop the heart space forward so the back is relatively flat. Exhale, forward fold. And then stepping back, we're going to step back into our downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here. Good. And then walking the left foot in, we're going to inhale the right leg behind us, and then step it through to come into a low lunge. You may have to use your hands to help you. And take a breath in low lunge, and then turn the back toes in. We're going to rise up into a warrior one. An option to keep the heel off the mat, if that is preferable. Otherwise, we'll come up into a warrior one. Inhale, arms up. Take 2 breaths in warrior one. Exhale the hands down and step back into down dog. Take a breath. Walk the right foot in. Inhale the left leg behind you. And step it forward. Low lunge. Bring the back foot in and either keeping the heel off the mat or settling it down, turning the toes in. 45 degrees. Inhale. Rise up. Warrior one, left side. Take 2 breaths. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step back into downward facing dog one more time. And then from here, we're going to come into plank pose. Our first plank pose of the day. Option to set the knees down. So yogi's choice here. And we'll take 2 more breaths. Just feeling the strength of the body. Keeping the body in one line. And then gently setting the knees down and lowering all the way down onto the mat. We're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So bringing the arms flat onto the mat, resting on the forearms. And we can bring the feet together. And then imagine someone's trying to pull the mat from out under your hands and you're keeping the mat in place. So there's no letting go of this mat. Just going to begin to take a few breaths into the lower back. Imagine sending healing breath into the lower spine, into the lower back. And take 2 more breaths. Nice. And then lower all the way down. Make a pillow with the hands and windshield wiper the feet back and forth. Good. And then press up into table and back into down, into child. Just feel the back. A little bit of strengthening in the back and then lengthening. Nice. And then pressing back up and come into a seated position. And come into a very gentle forward fold. So option if you would like to bring a blanket behind you and sit on the blanket. And when you're ready, inhale, bringing the arms up. You can hook the thumbs together if that feels okay. Engage the core. So when we engage the core, we're always protecting the lower back. And very gently begin to come forward. And maybe that you find the feet, or maybe you just rest the hands on the lower legs. We'll take 3 or 4 breaths here. As we begin to wind down the practice, we can take our time and really slow down. What does my body need? I'm beginning to tune into those messengers again. Noticing your breath. Noticing the physical sensations. Noticing any emotions present. Inhale and gently come all the way up. Slide down our mat and come onto our backs. And so when you're ready, bringing the knees into the chest, just gently rock back and forth. I'm going to take a bridge pose now. So bringing the heels in toward the hips, palms pressing down. And when you're ready, pressing all four corners of the feet, so we're really activating the legs, begin to draw the hips up. And imagine you had a beach ball in between your knees and you're trying to keep it present, right? We want to really activate the quadricep muscles. If it feels okay in your body, you might want to squeeze the shoulders blades together and clasp the hands underneath the hips. See how that just gives you a little more leverage. And we'll hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then very gently release down and hug the knees into the shoulders. And we'll do one more bridge for good measure. When you're ready, coming up, maybe you're able to bring the hips up even a little bit higher this time. Feel your heart space open. Let's feel the aliveness in your body. Just really welcoming this breath, this body, this life. Just feel your care. And then very slowly, we'll lower vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing the hips all the way down. And draw the feet out, making a little bound angle pose, just to feel a little opening in the inner legs. And draw the knees into the chest. And we'll bring out the arms into T and allow the knees to come all the way over to the left. Take the gaze over the right shoulder, coming into a double knee down twist. Breathing nice and slowly into the lower back, into the ribs, into the intercostal spaces between the ribs. And again, appreciating this body. Yoga is this integration of our breath, physical sensations, but also our emotions, our sense of self. Can help us be more non-judgmental, more open, bringing the knees back up. Side. The first few times I practiced yoga, I had such judgment. I felt like I couldn't do it. This is too hard, all those criticisms. And then there was this moment of, oh, this actually feels good in the body, and kind of letting go of what it should look like, what yoga is and what it isn't. It's just like, this actually feels good. Trusting our bodies tell us exactly what we need. And then when you're ready, bringing the knees back up, we'll do one final little squeeze in the knees. And then very gently setting the legs down. We'll set up for relaxation or shavasana. Bringing the legs out, feet out. You can bring the palms up so there's this receiving. And we'll take the next moments to let everything settle. And gently asking yourself, what does yoga mean for me? And seeing if you can find a compassionate connection to yourself in some way. What does yoga mean to you? Perhaps setting the intention for the next practice this week in well-being. in the law week or just on your regular practice mat. And then when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to stretch and bring the arms above you and stretch like you're waking up again for the first time today. Bring the feet to the mat, gently coming onto the side. You can rest in the sideline position for a beat or two before you come up. When you're ready to come back up, just take a moment to sit and bring the hands to the heart space and just really appreciating your practice, this invitation this week to take good care of this body and to send care and kindness to other fellow legal professionals in this week of self-care. So thank you so much for practicing and starting your week. I'm Tracey Meyers, and I'm happy on behalf of Lawyers Concerned for Lawyers to kick off this week. Please feel free to join any of the programs this week, and thank you so much, and have a wonderful week. Be well. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Thanks, Liz. Bye for now. There will be a recording available, Tina. Yeah, thanks.